Hi, my gorgeous silver sisters, or if you're not a silver sister and you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about, can you curl your bob without having to put layers in it? So I'm going to answer that question for you today, and I will show you ways at which to curl your bob or your lob. The first thing that I did want to mention before we get to the curling, and we have fun curling our hair today, the two most important things that have to do with choosing a hairstyle that's right for you. You know, if you already have a hairstyle and you love it and you go gray and you're just going to continue with your current hairstyle, that works for you perfect. But in the process of going gray, you may want to change it up a little bit and you want to try something new. In that case, if you want to get a bob or a lob, I think it's the most classic, hassle-free hair you can have. Unless, of course, your hair is thick, very curly, very wavy, or super dense. In that case, this could be a disaster for you. To cut it this short, I would definitely not attempt to do that yourself at home. Seek a professional to do that. Because if you have dense, thick hair, and those are two different things. When I talk about thin and thick, I'm talking about the actual size of the hair strand itself. And when I'm talking about density, I'm talking about how close are your hair follicles to each other. So how dense is your hair? It is those two factors alone that are very important and crucial when deciding what haircut you're going to get. Because if you have a combination of the two in either way, you have to consider that before you choose a hairstyle. So fun to flip through magazines or Pinterest, or where you get pictures with women with gray hair who have fabulous haircuts, and you go, oh my God, I want my hair just to look like ours. And you cut the picture out, or you show your phone to your hairdresser and say, I want to look like this, you know, and they go, I don't know, because your hair is thinner than hers is, or your hair is thicker than hers is, or your hair is not very straight, or your hair is very curly and dense, or you have a multiple things going on like I do, where my actual strand of hair is super uber thin and I don't have a high density of hair. So I have both of those things going on, which leads to this, where you can see my scalp very easily. And it's pretty obvious that white hair accentuates this problem. So I want to show you how to take this one length bob style, whether it's this short, or it's a lob, longer, shoulder length bob, and show you that you can definitely curl this and give it some beautiful beachy-like waves in a multiple of ways, and still enjoy the volume of your hair and not have to have that volume removed by adding layers. So let's hit the bathroom and get to it. I do want to mention one thing, because I always get comments in my comment section saying, have you colored your hair? Your hair looks different. Well, it does in this light in my bathroom. Unfortunately, we have the fluorescent lights in here, and so it doesn't look as quite as white as it does when I'm outside. What we're going to do is we're going to discuss a few products that you need when you're curling a lob or bob that does not have any layers in it. You're going to need some hairspray, and you may even need some mousse. I recommend mousse rather than other types of thickeners, because mousse is very lightweight. It still, you know, you can still move around your hair. Please don't feel like you have to go out and buy the most expensive can of mousse out there. You don't. You can go grab a can of Suave mousse for like $1.25, something at the Dollar Tree, like White Rain or Mousse or something like that will work just fine. Do love this hairspray. So That's what I'm using. And then we're going to curl with two options. Today we're going to be using the Conair Infinity Pro Flatten Iron, which I've showed this on my channel many times as well because it has a rounded edge here. You can do beautiful curls. And if you're one of my gorgeous long-haired silver sisters, this makes spirals that are out of this world with long hair. And I will show you the technique on how to do that. So you don't need a traditional curling iron. But I'm saying if you burnt yourself many times before and you don't want to get burnt again with your traditional curling iron, you don't need to have that. You can curl your hair with this. This will do many types of curls. It will also put a bend in your hair if you just want a more scooped under scenario with your bob where you want to curl it under more. You can also do that with this tool. So it's so multi-versatile, and this is the best one. I have tried the expensive ones. This will not change the color of your hair, which is a warning. I have to warn you now that some of them may damage your hair. So I'm a Conair fan all the way. I love their products, and the reason I love them is because they are able to reach the higher heat settings. Now, please make a note to yourself that the higher heat settings may do a little bit more damage to your hair, but when you need to train your hair to do something, sometimes you need to use higher heat. If you don't, that's fine. You can try it with the lower heat setting first and see if that works for you. If it does, then do that. And then we're going to do one side with the flat iron and one side with the round curl brush from Conair. This is also a wonderful tool. Again, many heat settings here. And so it really gives you tons of versatility, and these are way inexpensive. So you can get something like this for maybe $18, $20. So please don't waste your money on expensive brands like Dry Bar. I have to tell you, I bought their blow dryer as a treat to myself off QVC, I think. And you know, okay, the ionic feature was great, and I did feel like my hair was a little bit smoother after blow drying than with the other blow dryers. But that blow dryer is incredibly large, incredibly heavy. It's hard to hold, and as we get older, our shoulders, our necks, all that. So we need to be practical. And many of my silver sisters may be on a fixed income out there, and you can't afford to spend a $200 on a blow dryer. Please don't feel like you have to, or on any kind of styling aids for your hair. You don't have to do that. You can be economical and get a tool that will last you for years and will perform day in and day out for you without failing. And so these two products I highly recommend. Let's continue. All right, so we're going to go in, and what I'm going to do on this side is I'm just going to grab this top section. So we're grabbing this top section of hair. I'm going to say maybe that's 4 or 5 inches of hair there. And we don't want to grab too much. I'm just going to make this more of a front curl. And I'm going to use my flat iron. I have showed you how to use this before. So I'm going to grab it at the very base, not touching my head. It's very hot. And we're going to pull down, and we're going to twist this. We've got it in there, and we're twisting it like that. And see that curl there? I mean, it's a mega curl. So you got curls here, you've got curls, and you don't need to get, you do not need to get layers put into this to get this to do this. Have very straight, pin straight hair. And for some reason, it just does not want to hold a curl. Then what you do is you spray hairspray on it prior to curling it, let it completely dry, then brush it out, then curl it. And that will help to give it a little bit of grab because you've coated the shaft of the hair with something. And so then it's gonna curl, it's gonna stay curled better. Now see, I don't like that little tweaker curl, so I'm just gonna fix that. All right, so now let's take this other side and we're going to use this on it. I like to use my comb when I'm sectioning out my hair. This is different, and you have to be careful with this one, ladies. If you have long hair, this tool can get tangled up in there. So that you're going to have to roll it up and hold it, and then you're going to have to unroll it. Otherwise, it'll get caught in your hair, and it's very frustrating. So that's what this does. It gives you a much flowier curl than the iron does. And it won't give you these straight ends down here because your hair is not layered. It's going to behave a little different with the curls. So this gives a nice flowy, like that. See, it's more of a very gentle curl. It's not intense at all. It's not like the one you can get with your flat iron. And you can actually keep this moving. Now I have super fine hair, so this is going to pull out quite easily, but see that? So this tool is great for if you want to work under here and you want to get your bob to curl up like tight underneath your neck. See that? You just roll this through the base, around the base, and it will make your bob, see that? It will give it a bend in it. And this is great because you won't burn your hands. I can like touch this because I'm touching the plastic prongs. I'm not touching the barrel. And so this tool is super if you have a smaller, shorter bob and you want to come up underneath here and you want to just, you know, you get done blow drying your hair and you just want to give this a little touch up down here so that it hugs your neck a little bit better. You can just gently roll it, and there's a place here where you can put your fingers where you won't get burnt. And so these are all safe tools to use. They still get hot. You still have to use caution, but they're a lot easier than your classic. See how that curls it under so nicely? It just gives it that real, if you like that classic, like curled under look with your bob, then that's the way to go. This is a great tool. So those are the two ways you can curl your bob without having any layers put in. And then just use your hairspray prior to curling if your hair doesn't want to hold a curl, or after to separate out the curls. And then you could also use this another way, and you could wrap your hair around it like this as well. It's still tending to give a very, very loose, wavy curl, where this is a lot more tighter, if you will. So, but this is also great for doing your bangs as well. You can do your bangs with this. There, I got a good curl. So you can come up in here and I can make my bangs tighter. Just roll it like this through your bangs, and it just, look at that, gives it a perfect curl. Not too much, and they have different barrel sizes in these too, I believe. So those are the two ways you can curl your hair. You can go for a tighter curl on this side, or you can go with a looser, wavy curl on this side. And if you go to these under layers and you start with the under layers first, let's say you don't leave these straight. Let's say you put this part up and you curl these first. I'm going to have a dense amount of curl here because I'm stacking the curl on top of each other and curling the underside, and I'm doing layers of curls, which is going to give me a different look altogether. Because you can just curl the top portion of your hair, or you can curl all of it. It's going to give me a much denser curl. We'll let down some more from the top here. Now that I've added a little bit of hairspray to this, it's sticking. See, look at that, smoking. We're smoking. But this is going to give me like a super cool, very curly effect here. Just kind of pulling it down, and then I'm slowly letting it out like that. So now I have stacked curl. See the difference between this side and this side? Now I've stacked those curls, so there's a lot more of them. And that's going to give me a lot of more width to my face. So if you have a narrow face or an oval face, this is going to give you more width. If you want to add that. But oh my gosh, look at those curls. They are tremendous. So there is two ways you can curl your hair with these two tools here. Extreme curl and a light gradual curl if you want. So thank you so much for watching as always. I hope that was helpful. Be sure to click the like button if you like the video, and if you want to see more of my videos, please click subscribe and you'll get the next one when it comes out, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now. Stay gorgeous.